Hi, everybody. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk. June 12th, it's CPI Day, it's Fed Day, Statement of Economic Projections data. It's a big day, and it is starting off with a bang in the positive direction. It's nice to be able to say that. So, what's happened in the market is CPI came out today, Consumer Price Index for the May data. What did it show? It showed we're getting there step by step, inch by inch. Some good information here today. So the headline CPI report was flat month over month, and year over year it fell from 3.4 to 3.3. Now the headline flat number, actually the lowest number, I believe it was since 2021. So that's some great information. We're starting maybe to get the headway on that inflation numbers. Core CPI, which of course strips out the volatile food and energy, showed it was up 0.2% month over month. And technically, the non rounded number was 0.16, so less than 0.2 for the non rounded number. Great news there. Year over year fell from 3.6 to 3.4. All those were less than the market expected. What did that do? Sent the mortgage-backed security market roaring up about 48 basis points, tumbled the 10-year treasury yield to about 4.625. That's actually the lowest number since October of last year for the 10-year. We're heading in the right direction, and we're gaining back. Actually, we're getting back to where we were a week before when we had the positive ADP numbers and the JOLTS report before the BLS bogus numbers took us for a side venture. So getting into the depths of the subcategories within the core CPI. Now shelter, which takes up about 45, a little over 45% of the total. So shelter fell from 5.5% to 5.4% year over year. And that was a 0.18 non-rounded number month over month, which was less than expected. Now, the categories within that flow up to shelter cost were rent, also fell 1/10. Owner's equivalent rent fell 1/10, and lodging away from home was flat. Those are great news. Now, if you take all the shelter, that was a total of 2.45% of total inflation. Now, remember, for the month, it was 3.3. So 2.45 was just shelter costs. What was the other one that helped us out? It's the one that's been a thorn on our side. Motor vehicle insurance, for the first time in a while, actually went down. It went down to 1/10. Now, granted, we're still up year over year 20.3%, but we went down 0.1%. We've been averaging somewhere around 1.7 per month increase. So it's good to see that maybe motor vehicle insurance is kind of hitting that wall of the massive increases we've been seeing. So if you take shelter 2.45% of the total CPI increase, motor vehicle insurance constituted 0.75%. What does that leave? All the other core inflation data fell from 0.27 to 0.21. So all other inflation came in at 0.21%. The two categories we've been talking about are over 80% of the total inflation, shelter and motor vehicle. And as we move forward, there's a couple of really good months ahead for shelter for the replacement numbers. That is going to be September, and then next January, there's a couple of months of some rockiness. So maybe we're going to maybe trend to the better on shelter, which has a huge weight on that total inflation number that could help us out. Mortgage applications had a great week over week. Purchases were up 9%, refinances up 28%. Those are great pieces of data. The 10-year treasury auction we had a concern about yesterday surprised us. That actually got an A rating. We've been getting hit pretty hard on the 10-year auctions for the last few weeks, and this one really came in and helped us out. As we're moving forward today, we get the Fed decision. Now, granted, we know the Fed decision is going to be a pause. There's no surprise there. but what's going to be very market moving, and this could give some whipsaws throughout the day. The Q&A session could come out with a question of X, and then another one could be Y, and we're going to, could banter back and forth there. The Statement of Economic Policy, the SEP, that comes out quarterly, is going to give us our dot plots for what Fed members are thinking of where the long-term rate is going to be for the Fed funds rate. We pretty much know Michelle Bauman's going to be up on the top side. She's probably still calling for a rate hike. Kashkari is probably going to be on the top side of that. But that SEP is going to be very critical to give us some insight into the thought processes and plans for the Fed. Now, interesting, with this good CPI data, the opportunities or the betting market for 2 rate cuts this year jumped from about, I think it was about 22% up to about almost 40%. So great news today. Now the question is, will we be able to sustain this, or will we give back a little bit? It's all going to depend on what that dot plot's going to say and what the Q&A session of Chair Powell is going to be. Let's hold on, see if we can keep it together. This is great news, great information for mortgages. We're here on top of things for you reporting it. Give us a call. We're happy to help you out. 616-293-2189. Scott with the Market Update Desk, your original, singular West Michigan news source for market information. Take care.